Hello everyone, this is ACHAI Akaya, and we are in game number 2 in the semifinals matchup between Buki Alexbot against FabIntegral and Darren C. And as we saw last game, Buki and Alexbot able to pull out the first win, so they're up 1-0 in the series now. They do need to win 2 more as this is a best of 5. And the map pool, basically the way it works is the moderators assign the first map, and then after that the loser picks the map. So it looks like FabIntegral and Darren C decided on Metalopolis for game number 2. So we're going to see exactly what happens here, if they're able to pull themselves back into this game or not. But anyways, did want to mention once again, thanks to our sponsor, Shock Strategy Guide. I'm going to have a link to his website down in the description for this video, so you guys can go check that out. Definitely go take a look at his guide. If you're a mid-level player or new to the game, it is a great resource for getting yourself familiar or learning little techniques or strategies to help yourself improve. But anyways, moving into this game right now, of course, this is a 4-player map, so everybody is, obviously both teams know where the other team is spawning at, and they are going to do a little bit of scouting, find out exactly what's going on, but there is no shared bases in this, so helping your ally out a little bit more difficult to do as you have a decent amount of ground to travel. So really scouting and being aware of your enemy's position on the map is just that much more important. But casting this game alongside me right now is 13. 13, what's going on, man?
Doing good, Akaya. You know, last game we saw FabIntegral just go so heavy on the speed lanes. Looks like he's going to get a fast expansion right now. He doesn't have a spawning pool down yet, does he?
No, I don't believe he does. Yeah, he went fast expand before spawning pool.
What do you think about that decision on a 2v2 when the pressure just seems to be so high?
Honestly, I have not had a whole lot of luck with fast expands on 2v2, just because it seems like, at least on 2v2 ladders, everybody is just all about hitting early and just continuing pressure all the time. So getting that early expansion up, especially on a map like this where, as I mentioned earlier, there's a lot of distance to travel to help your allies out, can just be very, very difficult to defend an early expansion that quickly in the game. But as I mentioned, FabIntegral and Darren C are both high-level players, so they know what they're doing. I'm interested to see if this works out for them.
Yeah, I am too, and I again, like I just mentioned, I'm really interested to see if FabIntegral sticks to just that pure lane build with Darren C, you know, supporting him with stalkers. I think he's probably going to need to get some sentries on the board as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Sentries using that wall-off ability, especially facing off against a lot of the ranged units like we saw last time, is useful, although it's even more useful against the Zerg player. Obviously, Alexbot is Protoss as well. If he can get some sentries out to help in defending against those Zerglings, force fields, if placed properly, can pretty much render Zerglings useless, it seems like. So that is definitely something I would look to see from Alexbot if FabIntegral really sticks with more of those speedlings. Last time, we saw him open up with the initial Zerglings and then try to kind of transition into a more economic game, so he kind of half committed back and forth between a couple of different strategies. So in the end, it didn't really end up working out for him because he didn't have anything to help Darren C defend when the push came. But we'll see if getting this early expansion and then just committing straight to the speedling build is going to be enough to help him really pull his team out in front and get these guys the win, keep them back in the game. And of course, if they tie the series up into 1-1, that puts them in great shape to move on, basically resetting the scoreboard, allowing them a chance to get back into the tournament here.
Yeah, and at the same time, Akaya, those sentries can be so effective just because of their Guardian Shield ability. Pretty much anytime I'm playing a game against a Terran player, I like to get a lot of sentries out because Marines, Marauders are all ranged units, and that sentry or that Guardian Shield is just extremely, extremely effective against any of their attacks, obviously.
Yeah, absolutely. And as we saw last round, the army between Alexbot and Buki was strictly ranged units. It was all primarily Stalkers, Marines, Ghosts, and Marauders. So as you mentioned, that Guardian Shield very, very strong in helping the Protoss defend against those ranged attacks with that Guardian Shield. But I don't know, we'll have to see if he uses it. Last time he didn't even try to get sentries at all after that initial sentry that allowed him to block off the first speedling rush. So and FabIntegral stating right there that he's already starting to get, he's going to start to mass up some links here. So 12 of them building right now, it looks like. So going to be seeing a lot of Zerglings on the map here very quickly. And taking a look at his ally here, starting now to warp in a lot of units. It looks like he does have a 4 warp gate setup here, which is pretty common. Not getting any robo tech right now like he did last game, or even going for that Twilight Council to get blink upgrade for his stalkers, just strictly going with those warp gate units to try to put some pressure on in the early game. And it looks like Darren C and FabIntegral going to move out with their Ling and ground army here with the Stalker, Sentries, and Zealots. But there are a lot of Reapers in addition to these stalkers here. So I don't know, we could see a pretty good battle here.
Yeah, I don't know if I really like the choice of going with those Reapers. Lings and Stalkers are so effective.
Yeah, actually, Lings have a really hard time dealing with Reapers in the open space if they have room to micro. But as you can see right there, between the Zerglings, the Speedlings, and the Stalkers from their ally, their Reapers actually got pinched in there and couldn't move. So that rendered them basically useless because Reapers are very, very weak units. So you can't really tank any damage with them. You basically have to do hit and run attacks and really try to keep them on the move. But as you can see, he just lost pretty much every one of his Reapers real quick there.
Micromanagement there, jumping them down off that clip.
Yeah, absolutely. And we see there are a ton more Zerglings now coming out from FabIntegral. So really sticking with that Speedling tech like we mentioned a little bit earlier. And with the help of all these Stalkers and Zealots, they're going to be putting a ton of pressure on the front of Buki's base. And Buki does have 3 Raxes and some supply depots walling off his entrance here. So I'm not sure if they'll be able to get up into his base or not. But here comes his ally trying to help him. And then the Reapers are going to try to defend against this. Although it looks like Buki is in a really bad spot. This is probably plenty of Speedlings to take on all of these Stalkers and Sentries. So we'll see. Oh, and yeah, here comes Darrenc to help take this on as well. So they're going to have no problems cleaning up that Protoss force right there, and I imagine that they are in very, very good shape to take down this game and even up the score 1-1, and even putting down a force field to block Buki from being able to get out and help his ally with defending against that force. So some really great Sentry micro using that force field, not only to offensively block people from getting into their base, but also using it, as a defensive measure to prevent units from coming in to help. But here come the Speedlings just immediately going for the mineral line, and Buki is going to GG. So game 2 going to FabIntegral and Darrenc, evening up the series here at 1-1. And once again, we are in the semifinals. We're going to move on to game 3 right now. GG.
GG.